Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Now I want to wait until I progress a lot further into the game to bring you a full Baldur's Gate 3 without a graphics card video, and hopefully in that time I can get a bit better at the game as well. I still wanted to bring you a little taster of what you can expect on entry level hardware however, so in this one we'll be seeing how the AMD Athlon 3000G and Intel Pentium G7400 handle the game in pairing with nothing but the GPU that's built right in. I can't imagine many of you out there are attempting to play this game on such low end hardware, but it's always interesting to see how these two hold up in modern game releases because sometimes the outcome is surprising. Let's start with the settings. I've gone with DX11 and the lowest of the low quality settings here. 720p with every conceivable option turned down and FSR set to performance. This is rendering the game at, well, it doesn't even bear thinking about. Prepare your eyes. As expected, it looks terrible at this res, but it is running close to 30 frames per second. There are some big frame drops and stutters here and there, and of course there isn't much going on screen, but this game definitely feels more acceptable to play at 25-30 FPS than a fast-paced first-person shooter would, that's for sure. Maybe that's the end of that. I imagine this green screen crash is more hardware related than driver. Yeah, I'll definitely try and resolve this before the next video. Next up, it's the turn of the plucky little Pentium. You've seen this wipe the floor with an old high-end Core i7 in terms of processing power, but when it comes to the onboard UHD 710 graphics, it will fall short of even the Athlon. Still, there were no crashes here, and again, the lower frame rate feels better than it would in, say, a fast-paced FPS. What's more bothersome is the blurriness, which I'm sure is only made worse by video compression during upload, but who am I to complain? Two of the most entry-level chips I own have managed to run Baldur's Gate 3. It ain't pretty, and in those busier areas and action-packed boss fights, it will turn into a bit of a PowerPoint presentation, but both the Athlon and Pentium gave it a darn good try. I should also mention that the tests were carried out in DX11 mode, as both crashed the game with Vulkan enabled. For a bit of last minute context, here is how it runs with the lowest settings using an 8-core 16-thread Ryzen 7 5700G, a desktop APU that is much more capable. I'm still using the same low settings with performance FSR, but this time the base resolution is set to 1080p. It's possible to hit at least 30 FPS here and maybe use a less, aggressive FSR preset, but there will still be moments that drop to the low 30s and beyond, and I can only imagine how frame rate will change as we progress, but this is something I will revisit when I'm further into the game, and hopefully I'm better at the game itself. I'll be using a wider range of hardware then too, but thank you very much for watching. The Pentium and Athlon, well, they could definitely do with being paired with a discrete GPU, that's for sure, but I think they gave it a good try. If you enjoyed this one, leave a like, leave a dislike if you didn't, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and hopefully I'll see all of you in the next one.